Hello guys, what's going on? This is Negacious, and welcome back to Katawa Shoujo. In the last episode, we got hugged by Rin, and had a talk on the roof, a lengthy talk with Rin, and Rin is seeming to be, like, we are really getting into Rin's character now. Like, she's showing, like, she's definitely a more complex of a type than all the others up to this point. But she's fun. She's really fun to, like, kind of get to understand and really know how she works and how she thinks and that kind of stuff. And that's kind of fun. And Rin hugged us on the roof after a lengthy talk about like ideals, pretty much. And now we are back in class. So let's get going. 2 days later, I'm feeling less miserable. I even go for a long, brisk, healthy walk, like the nurse recommended, something which I had avoided and dodged with all sorts of excuses earlier. I feel more active in class as well, delighting our science/homeroom teacher, Mr. Muto, with correct and promptly delivered answers. The break right now between the two morning classes is too short for any sort of meaningful activity, but too long to just spend it sitting in the classroom and doing nothing. Going out into the hallway isn't much better, but flexing my stiffened muscles is a better use of time than letting them get even stiffer by staying seated. That's a tongue twister. The door to the neighboring classroom door opens, and the students of 3-4 emerge to further fill up the already semi-crowded hallway. It seems their teacher kept them in for a few extra minutes. Emmy is among them. She notices me noticing her, which almost makes me look away on reflex. I don't, however, and Emmy smiles at me as she happily skips towards me past the other students. Emmy looks pretty energetic, showing no sign of illness whatsoever. It seems she recovered from the cold. Hey, good morning! Nice to see you back on your feet. Feeling better now? She looks fine to me, but I still feel compelled to ask. Thanks! Yeah, I do. It was just a cold, nothing serious. Emmy laughs confidently, as if to emphasize her condition. I wonder for a moment, what would count as serious in Emmy's book? She seems to be eager to put the topic aside, though. Where are you going? Off to Rin's room to see if she's awake yet. Oh, she skipped the morning class. A sheepish smile emerges on Emmy's face, and she gets slightly flustered. Not exactly. It seems that she caught the cold that I had. Oh, yeah, okay. So it does intertwine. That's cool. Sorry to hear that. Well, she was out in the rain on Sunday with us, after all. I saw her on Monday, and she was feeling a bit under the weather back then too. Yeah, anyway, I'll ask the nurse for some cold medication to give her if she doesn't get better soon. She leaves for the girls' dorm. I want to go with her to wish her in well. I want to tell her that I'm better now too, but it doesn't feel appropriate. An unspecified feeling diverts my thoughts away. Somehow I just can't summon the resolve to go in there. Is this what Iwanako went through when she tried to tell me what she felt? There's a lot of, like, intertwinement and, like, not crossed paths, but a lot of similarities and reference to Iwanako's situation. That's kinda interesting, actually. Even though I'm feeling more energetic, I'm still hesitant about going over there to talk to Rin. It's not until 2 days later, on Friday, that I finally gather enough courage to enter the girls' dorm. I ask the first person I meet inside for directions to Rin's room. I knock on Rin's unmarked door and wait. What is her room gonna be like? I mean, huh. after a few seconds of silence, I hear something rustling inside the room. I start wondering if maybe I should have brought something for her, like a can of warm coffee or some oranges. I could have peeled them for her. Well, too late now. The door opens soundlessly. It was already unlocked, and I find myself staring at Rin, who stares back at me. She looks like she just got out of bed, with her hair all messed up. Well, I wouldn't say that's messed up. Oh my god. I mean, I was expecting this, but... And barely any clothes on. Dots. Hello! There is a strange, stupid-looking smile on Rin's face. I'm not exactly sure why. Rin smiles so rarely that it seems to be out of place every time, especially so now, given her partially undressed state. Said state makes me feel extremely conflicted about whether or not this was a good idea. Her cheeks are flushed rose red, contrasting with the milky pale complexion of a person who doesn't get enough sunlight. Her forehead looks sweaty, as though she might have a fever. Hi? Now what? I didn't plan anything further than this, and Rin is staring at me with those expectant eyes of hers again. Something about this situation gives me very strange vibes. Her eyes are even more vacant than usual, and she seems to have a hard time focusing them on anything. The lack of clothing is disturbing, but since she herself doesn't seem to be bothered, why should I be? I keep telling myself that. I mean, come on, who wasn't expecting this? Plus, she doesn't have arms, so... I thought I'd pay you a visit since you haven't been at the art club, and I want to talk with you and wish you well. Rin doesn't actually show any sign of recognizing what I just said, making me wonder if she actually understood my words, or if she even heard them. Maybe it's the fever making her groggy. She might have actually been asleep before I came over. Okay. Lol. She turns on her heel and withdraws from the door, walking back inside the small room. From the doorway I can see her walk to her bed and half fall down, half sit down on the messy pile of bedsheets. The open doorway seems to be more of an obstacle in my mind than the closed door was, but since Rin doesn't say anything else, I step through it and into her room. Whoa, dude! That actually looks more realistic than the other pictures. That's almost like a real photograph. Like, come on! Can't anyone else? Can you guys see it? Like, that looks way. I mean, not way more, but more realistic than the other girls' rooms. It's not as cartoonish as others. That's kind of weird. Rin is on her bed, leaning against the wall, leaving the only chair in the room for me. She keeps quiet even after I sit down, so maybe she meant to invite me in, but just forgot to say so aloud. An implied invitation, as it were. Very exciting. Nobody has visited me before. The breaking of the silence draws my attention from the room to its inhabitant, who currently seems to be in the middle of a very profound thought process. Actually, that was not true about visiting, but Emmy doesn't count even if she visits. She always pampers me too much. I think she's having too much fun. Aw. I think I forgot how to put on a bra on myself. How would that even work? Like, putting on... I don't know. Thinking about it makes my head hurt. Like how? How would that be possible? With no arms? She looks groggily down at her chest. Oh, don't tell me that this leads where I think it leads. Which is probably why I don't have one on, now that I think about it. I haven't failed to notice that Rin doesn't have a shirt buttoned up either, but I try to keep my eyes strictly locked on hers. It's rather evident that she's not a very body-conscious person. My own body, however, is quite conscious of hers right now. She came to wake me up at 7:30 today. Can you imagine that? She pauses for a while and glances up at my dumbfounded face. On second thought, you probably can. It's not like that reverse rainbow fish I tried to imagine. The what? Reverse rainbow fish. That was hard. Well, yes, that seems like a pretty normal time to wake up if you want to go to class in the morning. I'm trying to sound as reasonable as possible to counteract the Rin's unreasonable annoyance. Told her to sod off. She gave me these meds and told me to take them. I follow her eyes to the night table and then to the pill bottle sitting on top of it. I pick it up and turn it around to look at the label so I can see what kind of medication Emmy brought. Active ingredient codeine? You took all of these? No, yes, I've been eating some since there's so many of them. Seem to make this thing not so bad. Actually, I think I'm feeling just fine. Her head lolls round and round, making it look like she's either trying to stretch her neck muscles or possibly pass out. She took several of these pills? Can that be safe? At least it's bound to have some side effects, which I'm afraid I'm witnessing right now. I'm feeling just fine. I am fine. Just someone take this buzzing away from my head. I can't think straight. The annoyed expression returns to Rin's face. Jesus. Ever heard of like doses, Rin? It's like many of those insect things, or one really big insect thing. With lots of wings, very much color and everything. What's the word for those? Oh, never mind, I remembered. It's butterflies. She smiles slightly at her last observation. The small pause in her monologue is not long enough for me to dare saying something that could potentially, but not likely, salvage this discussion. I love butterflies. They're the best animal. Did you... This is... like... This kind of conversation can only happen with Rin. Did you see any on your way here? Hisao. She utters my name as an afterthought, possibly to make clear that she's now addressing me, instead of just speaking her mind to whoever might be listening. This odd situation has left me speechless more or less since the moment Rin first opened her mouth. Now that she herself doesn't seem to have anything else to add, silence falls in this small room. It makes me glance around again in an attempt to find something to talk about. Rin's room is about as small as mine. The big window, which takes up most of the wall furthest from the door, opens to the east just like mine. It looks very normal, which strikes me as strange. I expected something more different. About a dozen paintings, most of them in Rin's signature abstract style, and a few art posters are taking up almost all of the available wall space, but that's about the only real difference between her room and mine. The room is not exactly aesthetic, but it doesn't look like what I'd expected from a girl's room either. A faint smell of art, of paint and paper is floating in the air. It's the same smell the art room has. Rin isn't too concerned about being tidy. it seems. Everything she owns seems to be arranged in various piles around her room. Your room looks nice. It's an empty sentence one uses to fill empty spaces in conversations, but my wits are failing me pretty hard right now. Yeah, would you like me to show you the places? Okay. She looks down at her half-open shirt quizzically, making me inadvertently follow her gaze to her chest. Oh, I guess I already did. I can't deny that, no matter how hard I tried to act properly. It's very nice that you came to see me. It makes me feel very... what's that word? You know, the one about things and stuff. Anyway, you came. Rin's rambling makes me remember that I actually came here for a reason. Hey, about what we talked on Monday, on the rooftop, remember? Rin doesn't seem to be exactly attentive right now, not that she ever is. I plow ahead and get it off my chest anyway. I just want to tell you that I'm going to be better from now on, I guess. I hate being pathetic, so I decided that I'm not going to be anymore. I guess that's all. Okay, isn't that good? The blurry words flow out of her lips slowly and uncontrollably. I'm happy for you, I think. That's what I think. You shouldn't look so sad all the time. I mean, looking sad is fine if you are not sad, but you should look sad like you're actually sad. That's no good. Are you going on some training camp where they make men out of boys? Or mountaintop meditation? No, I don't think so. Oh, I guess that's fine too. Sentences come out of her mouth and probably her brain, one at a time, with a small pause between each, making her gibberish hard to understand. I just think it seemed like a good idea. Maybe it's not. Rin finishes with one more line, getting to say the last word over herself, an impressive display of what I can only describe as mental shadowboxing. While I'm embarrassing myself, I might as well tell you that I'm sorry that I said some stupid things to you last week. It's your own business to decide what you're going to do. She seems to not register my words first, but then understanding lights in her eyes, and she waves her head around in a way that could be interpreted as anything. It's okay. just from any other girl, you would expect like like 6 lines of dialogue saying, "Oh, it's okay," yeah, and then like a huge reasoning. But with Rin, just simply beauty. That's all I can say. I probably said stupid things too. It's just sometimes a bit hard to keep my thoughts the way I like them. They're not very straight, at least not most of the time. Not that I want to have them straight, I just wish they were at least in some shape. Round is fine too, but I need more definition. My thoughts are very messy. Messy. Aww. She repeats the word melancholically, then flops down and lying on her bed and nuzzles her head against her pillow, shutting her eyes. Enough. Tired. You should go. I'm going to sleep again. She opens one of her eyes to look at me. Was it you who likes to look at sleeping girls? Or someone else? Maybe there were many of those. I can't remember. You can stay if you want. No, I'll leave. I have to do homework anyway. I stand up from the chair and take a step towards the door. Wait. Her request stops me in my tracks, not that I intended to scoot off right away. I look over my shoulder at the girl lying on her bed, again with the strangest kind of smile of her features. She should smile more often. I can walk you to the door. It's the least a gentleman can do. Rin giggles like a little kid, making me beyond absolutely certain that she took far too much of her cold medication today. I have always wanted to say that. Slowly, and with difficulty, Rin first rises to a sitting position again. Then she stands up with even more difficulty, and more slowly still. As if guided by some masculine automation, my eyes instantly lower to the curve of her thighs and her striped panties, at which point my manners force me to lift my gaze back to Erin's eye level. It's getting almost too hard to do that. Rin is standing, although barely. It looks like she has trouble keeping her usually decent balance. Again, probably a side effect from the medicine. She takes an unsteady step towards me, then another smaller one, as she notices that it's not a good idea to try to take big steps. Okay, what's gonna happen here? I feel my muscles tense as I prepare to catch Rin if she falls down. Yay! Okay, I wasn't expecting this. Like, I was expecting something a lot more perverted. Dude. She manages to take 2 more steps before she falls against me. To my surprise, neither her downwards momentum nor our slight height difference are able to stop Rin from pressing her heart-shaped lips squarely against mine. As our lips part after a confusing moment of nothing but the taste of Rin, I look down at her, trying to find some explanation to this bewildering event. The euphoric smile of a madman broadens on Rin's lips again, and I wonder if I will remember this tomorrow. I'm absolutely stumped on how to respond. Rin takes a step backwards, separating her body from mine, and making me only now realize they were even connected in the first place. The second step is actually a fall backwards, luckily straight onto her bed. The soft thud Rin's thin body makes against the mattress breaks the silence. I move quickly over to her to see if she hurt herself, only to be met with the peaceful face of dreaming. Rin sleeps. She's lying diagonally across the bed, and somehow managing to have simultaneously fallen asleep while standing up, and fallen down in a way that she didn't injure herself. Fool's luck. Oh. I tuck Rin in, covering her with the sheets as well as I can. She feels very light, even though I'm not that strong. I stand up to look at her, the oval-shaped face, the dark eyelashes shut against the feverish cheeks, the slender body covered with the pale sheets. Rin sleeps. A conflict. No. Conflicts, plural, churn inside of me. I think about calling a nurse to keep an eye on her, but decide against it. After taking one more glance at her peaceful face, I decide that she'll be fine. I do pocket the remaining pills, though. I exit the room and close the door soundlessly behind me. I exhale deeply, only now realizing I had held my breath for the better part of a minute. Taking a moment to relax, I try to calm down my heart, racing like a jackrabbit. Dude. That was awesome. Okay guys, I'm going to stop this episode of Katawa Shoujo here. I know this is a short episode, but I need time for more episodes, so the episodes won't be as long anymore. Like 50-minute episodes won't be happening that often anymore. I'm sorry, but I need more episodes, shorter upload times, because my internet seems to be a bit sluggish. Anyways, I really freaking enjoyed this episode. That scene with Rin, and like everything just there's that nick, that knack. There's that like touch the Rin's route. All the events that occur with her that have that incredibly like sweet touch to them. And this isn't like a difference. This isn't a difference. Like, holy god, I was expecting something a lot more perverted, to be honest. But that kiss scene took me by surprise, and it was so good because that takes this route to a whole new direction. Anyways, if you guys did enjoy, you can drop a comment down below. Whether it's casual banter or constructive criticism, make sure to comment down below. You can show your like or dislike regarding the video and my content by clicking either the like or dislike button below the video. You can also even subscribe and click the bell button next to the subscribe button to make sure that you get my videos into your sub box the moment they come online. My name is Negacious, and I'll see you in my next video.